here are 6 action-packed Christmas movies that aren't Die Hard. This is Nerdist Now. Folks, it's the holiday season. It's time for throwing on festive pajamas, pouring yourself a nice hot mug of cocoa, and engaging in the annual tradition of arguing whether or not Die Hard is actually a Christmas movie. It is. It is the official stance of Nerdist on this subject that Die Hard and Die Hard 2 are both legally Christmas movies. But what do you do if your Yuletide yearnings for explosions and terrorist punching aren't quite quenched by John McClane and Hans Gruber? Well, you're in luck, because we've got 6 Christmas movies that are action-packed if you're the kind of person who prefers stunts over Santa Claus. Let's do this. The Long Kiss Goodnight. Now, very few people out there love Christmas time more than writer-director Shane Black. You have Lethal Weapon, Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and the criminally underrated Iron Man 3 that'll have Christmas as a backdrop, but his most festive movie is also his most action-packed. The Long Kiss Goodnight stars Geena Davis as Samantha Kane, a woman with amnesia who settled into her cozy home life until a deer-related car accident after a Christmas party knocks her buried memories loose, and her past life as the assassin Charlie Baltimore comes flooding back, along with all the enemies she's made along the way. This movie's got car chases, gunfights, explosions, Geena Davis swinging from Christmas lights while shooting a gun, and enough Shane Black quips to keep you grinning for all 12 days of Christmas.
You're always this stupid, or did you take lessons?
I took lessons. Hey,
What?
Batman Returns. In the early 90s, Tim Burton doubled down on making Christmas movies for goths. In 1992, Batman Returns came out the year before Nightmare Before Christmas hit theaters, which is a Christmas movie, not a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie for people who love Halloween, period. I already made a video about this like 3 years ago. Stop tweeting at me. Anyway, Burton's capitalist dystopian vision of Gotham City is drenched in Christmas lights, wreaths, mountains of snow, penguins with rockets, and of course babies being dropped into frosty sewer rivers. Not sure why those last two are very Christmassy, but hey, they are in Burton's world. And just like Santa Claus, Batman knows if you've been sleeping. He knows if you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, and he comes equipped with a ton of fun toys that your dog will chew up if you're not careful. Anna and the Apocalypse. If you're the kind of person who loves music in your Christmas movies and also has a penchant for exploding heads, then you sound pretty awesome, and you absolutely need to watch Anna and the Apocalypse. This 2017 Scottish zombie Christmas musical is an absolute blast and a half. And yes, I said Scottish zombie Christmas musical. It's entertaining, action-packed, and filled with fantastic musical numbers that are accompanied by joyous zombie slaying. So, if you're a fan of the color red, this movie has enough gore to paint Santa's sleigh and Rudolph's nose a dozen times over. Krampus, or Krampus. Now, there are plenty of fantastic Christmas horror movies out there. Black Christmas, Better Watch Out, All the Creatures Were Stirring, all amazing films if you're a Halloween person that's just trying to get into the Christmas spirit for a change. But 2015's Krampus from Trick or Treat director Michael Dougherty is one of the single most action-heavy, creepy Kringle films ever made. It has the feel of an older Amblin movie like Gremlins or Goonies, and mixed with carnivorous toys that feel straight out of a Lovecraftian nightmare. And the Krampus itself may be one of the single most terrifying things to ever appear next to a Christmas tree, aside from Colin Firth's reindeer sweater in Bridget Jones's Diary. That's right, Firth, I'm calling you out!
Yes, well, perhaps it's time to eat.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. If you're the kind of person that prefers tea instead of coffee and alpine skiing instead of monsters, then make sure you add this Christmas Bond film to your watch list ASAP.
Jones. Christmas Jones.
No, not that one, never that one. The first and only Bond movie with Australian model George Lazenby is the most festive Bond film of the entire franchise, and it's also one of the Bond films that's gotten even better with age. Set in the Swiss Alps during Christmas, it has gift-giving, an incredible score by John Barry, slick action sequences, and of course the late great Dame Diana Riggs as one of the best Bond girls in history, long before she went off and poisoned Joffrey's crazy ass.
Tell Sassy, I wanted to know it was me.
3 Days of the Condor. Now, moving from British spies back to American shores, we have 3 Days of the Condor, a film Shane Black credits as one of his main influences for using Christmas in so many of his movies. This 1975 Sidney Pollack film is a tense spy thriller starring Robert Redford as a CIA codebreaker that finds himself in the middle of a web of murder, lies, and being stalked by a stoic hitman played by Max von Sydow. Now, the backdrop of Christmas in New York City is a perfect counterpart for a film where you don't know who to trust, especially when assassins are pretending to be mailmen. Because instead of presents, they wanted deliver you an ice-cold case of murder with next-day shipping to an unmarked grave.
Somebody's got a sign for it.
And there you have it, folks. 6 action-packed Christmas movies to watch this holiday season. But tell me, what do you think? What is your favorite Christmas action movie? Do you prefer car chases over Santa's sleigh? And what's the deal with Firth's sweater? It sucks, right? Let's discuss in the comments below. And in the meantime, if you want even more terrorists with your Tannenbaum, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.